News Channel 5 at 5.
Of course, we're going to the World Series!
The fans are ready. They know where they'll be when the World Series starts if the Cards can take the next step. Good evening. Right now, the Cardinals are playing the Houston Astros. Some fans have already won something big, tickets to the World Series. Jeff Small was there this morning when the lucky ones got their prize.
World Series tickets are up. Game 4. Go Cards!
The Redbird spirit was flying high outside Busch Stadium on this cold Saturday morning as diehard fans bundled up and waited and waited and waited, all for a shot at one of these.
Yes, $15.35.
$185 a piece. No chump change.
Money was the least of concerns for these fans who camped out for days in order to get one of only 2,500 wristbands with World Series tickets.
It's great that it's finally going to happen. I just hope that there's a Game 5. There better be a Game 5.
We're frozen, but we're happy. God is good. 1,000 to 1,900. Make your way that-a-way.
Cardinals officials and police kept the crowds moving as fans made their way to one of several ticket counters with cash and even Cardinals plastic in hand.
Thank you very much. You just made
I made your day.
24 hours. A World Series.
We're waiting to heat from it.
Been waiting 17 long, cold years for this.
Making it a reality was anything but easy.
We go to school in Rolla. We came as soon as we were done with our test yesterday. We've been here since then, and now we're going to the World Series. My mom, she was so excited. She's really worried about us, though. She didn't want to stay in the night down here, but we made it.
Some fans say the experience was a bit frustrating at times. Still, they say their commitment paid off.
Went to the Bowling Hall of Fame, froze the whole time, and I've been out here for 48 hours, and it was worth every hour of it. I'm not gonna lie.
So we spent the night.
What was that like?
Cold.
Was it worth it?
Uh-huh.
So you're going to be pretty excited to go?
Uh-huh.
In St. Louis, Jeff Small, News Channel 5.
Not all fans had to wait outside Busch Stadium for a chance to get World Series tickets. 5,000 were sold online. Another 5,000 were available over the phone on a first-come, first-served basis. Well, those Cards fans waiting in line this morning had to deal with a brisk wind. Let's check in with meteorologist Mike Roberts. Mike?
Cordell, if the Cards Houston series comes back to St. Louis, warmer temperatures will be here when they arrive, but getting there will involve some cool nights, and one of them is going to be this one. Let me take you on a little camera tour. You're looking west from our Missouri Baptist Skycam. Not much in the way of cloud cover. Cirrostratus, that's about it. Looking east from our downtown Skycam, pretty much the same story. Very clear. And we almost had the elements of a perfect day. We have clear skies. There are those stratus clouds, cirrostratus though, high clouds off to the west. We have temperatures that are, seasonally nice. Temperatures are in the upper 50s now, but it's windy. And it's going to stay breezy for the course of the evening. Then winds will slowly slow down. Tonight it will be cold enough for frost in some areas, but temperatures are going to start to warm up tomorrow. I'll have that forecast in a few minutes, Cordell.
Okay. Thanks, Mike. An Arnold woman was killed this morning as she stood outside her car. Police say at 6:15, 57-year-old Carol Krieg was standing along Elm Drive near Creek in Jefferson County when a car driven by a 25-year-old man crashed into her car before hitting her. Police have not said what caused the accident or if the driver will face charges. Investigators are looking into a fire on church property. The fire was at a storage building at Trinity United Church of Christ in Fayetteville, Illinois. Firefighters say it's suspicious because there is no electricity to the building located about 20 feet from the church. No one was hurt in that fire. Half of the FBI offices nationwide are investigating a Missouri-based group accused of aiding terrorists. The FBI raided the Islamic American Relief Agency office in Columbia, Missouri on Wednesday. Agents took computers and other materials from the office and the home of the agency's former director. The U.S. Treasury Department has designated the group a financial supporter of terrorism. The Islamic American Relief Agency denies it has any connection to terrorist activities. The Missouri Supreme Court has decided the city of St. Louis does not owe $8 million to St. Louis Community College at Forest Park. The lawsuit stems from a water main break in October of 1997. The break flooded the community college with 500,000 gallons of water, shutting the campus down for a week. 2 years ago, a circuit court judge ruled in favor of the college, saying the city was at fault because workers paved over a valve. The state Supreme Court disagreed because the break occurred in the portion of the water line owned by the college. A St. Louis man has been sentenced to 20 years in prison for molesting 3 minors. 26-year-old Marcus Newberry pleaded guilty, admitting he sexually assaulted 2 girls, 12 and 13 years old, and an 8-year-old boy. Hazelwood police led the investigation into Newberry. The incidents happened between 1998 and 2000. The Visiting Nurses Association held its first and only flu vaccination this season. This morning, nurses only gave the vaccine to young children at the Brentwood Recreation Complex. They canceled other planned vaccinations, including drive-through shots at Krispy Kreme locations, because of this year's shortage. The lines were long at area stores for flu shots today, including the Shop and Save in South St. Louis. People waiting in line there echoed a sentiment heard around the country. They're trying to get flu shots, but there just isn't enough vaccine.
It was around the building, so then I went in and got my groceries. Now when I came out, they're out. And I was here yesterday, and it was, terrible. I bet you there was 300 people yesterday. So I've been to 3 other places and my doctor, so I don't know.
And there have been lines at local schnook stores as well, including the Ladue Schnooks on Clayton. One reason for the shortage, a major supplier from Britain cannot give its flu vaccines to the U.S. because of fears of contamination. NBC Nightly News will have more on the national vaccine shortage. 6 people, including 2 American soldiers, have died in Afghanistan. The soldiers were killed when their patrol hit a roadside bomb in the southern part of that country. 3 children and a policeman were also killed in a bombing in eastern Afghanistan. 2 soldiers died today in southwest Baghdad when their helicopters crashed. 2 others were injured. Military officials say they don't know what went wrong. Also, 5 American troops were killed in 2 car bomb attacks yesterday. One was near the Syrian border, the other near Mosul. There were also a series of bombs today outside Baghdad churches. No one was hurt. The violence comes as the Muslim holy month of Ramadan begins. Also in Iraq, the Pentagon is investigating reports several soldiers refused to go on a mission. Barbara Starr has the story.
It is one of the most dangerous missions in Iraq, driving a convoy. This past Wednesday in Talil, southeast of Baghdad, 19 soldiers from a supply platoon failed to report for a mission to drive a fuel truck north to Taji. It is now believed 5 of the soldiers may actually have refused their orders. Specialist Amber McClenny left this frantic message on her mother's answering machine.
Hi, Mom. This is Amber. This is a real big emergency. I need you to contact someone. I mean, raise pure hell. Yesterday we refused to go on a convoy to Taji, which is above Baghdad.
The Army is emphasizing this is an isolated incident, saying it is far too early in the investigation to speculate as to what happened, why it happened, or any action that might be taken. Patricia Ann McCook says the troops were worried about safety, including her husband, Sergeant Larry McCook.
They don't have bulletproof protection on the vehicles. They just don't go fast at all. It's just not safe to be in a hostile territory.
3 probes are underway into the actions of the soldiers from the 343rd Quartermaster Company, a reserve unit from South Carolina. Investigators are talking to all of those involved, trying to find out what happened and why. Another inquiry is determining whether there were violations of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And the commanding officer has ordered a safety maintenance stand-down during which all vehicles will be inspected and retraining will be done. Democratic Congressman Benny Thompson says relatives of the soldiers told him the unit had unsafe equipment.
And it goes to the issue of whether or not we have adequately equipped our men and women to fight this war in Iraq.
According to a military source, some of the soldiers raised valid concerns, an indication there may have been safety problems with the equipment, but the source said the concerns were raised in an inappropriate manner, causing a breakdown in discipline.
The convoy was eventually driven by other soldiers. Barbara Starr, the Pentagon.
Decisions about what to do in Iraq are again the focus of the presidential campaign. Up next, the Bush camp talks about Kerry's votes on Iraq, while the Kerry campaign criticizes the president for the flu vaccine shortage. Also ahead, some of the most athletic dogs in the world come to St. Louis.
Ford Mustang, the original American pony car. Drive it.
the raw muscle of 260 horses. Believe it. Celebrating 40 years of full throttle power and tradition. Right now, get up to $3,000 cash back or 0% financing on every Ford Mustang. See it, drive it, believe it, own it. Ford Mustang, only at your Quality Ford store.
Matt Blunt has done plenty to distort my record. It's absurd and almost insulting for him to question my commitment to Missouri. People around here know my record. Prosecuting meth cases, opposing tax increases, saving taxpayers millions, and audits to get education dollars into classrooms. But the difference isn't just my experience, but my record of getting things done for Missouri families like yours.
Claire McCaskill, Governor.
Here's some good news for families. The Accord has received the rating of lowest cost of ownership. If only your kids could earn a similar distinction. The family budget-friendly Accord from Honda. Now you can lease an Accord LX sedan for $239 a month for 36 months.
This is News Channel 5 at 5, where the news comes first. With Kay Quinn, meteorologist Mike Roberts, and sports with Katie Phelps.
With 17 days left until the presidential election, both candidates spent today sharpening their attacks in key battleground states. The issues, the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the shortage of flu vaccine. Jane Whitlock reports.
Energized by strong performances in 3 presidential debates, John Kerry made his 20th trip to Ohio.
I'm not saying I've been here a lot, but I'm about to have my mail forwarded here.
The Democratic challenger renewed criticism of the president for allowing a flu vaccine shortage, saying the administration ignored warnings.
We got people standing in line for hours on end, some of them in their 70s and 80s, hoping to be among the lucky ones to get it. And every day our healthcare workers struggle with what could be a life or death decision as to who's going to wind up getting a shot.
In a 1-2 punch, the Democratic Party released a new ad also attacking the president's handling of the vaccine shortage. Campaigning in Florida, the president revived his attack against Kerry for voting against $87 billion earmarked for Iraq and Afghanistan, a vote that took place 1 year ago tomorrow.
Senator Kerry apparently decided supporting the troops, even while they were in harm's way, was not as important as shoring up his own political position.
Mr. Bush labeled Kerry unfit to lead.
At a time of great challenge in the world, the commander-in-chief must stand on principle, not the sands of political convenience.
Sharp words on the campaign trail with just over 2 weeks to Election Day. And in the latest Newsweek poll, both presidential candidates remained locked in a dead heat, whether Ralph Nader is on the ballot or not. In Washington, Jane Wattrell, News Channel 5.
Today the skies are blue, but there is a definite chill in the air. Mike Roberts is up next with the forecast.
And tonight, frost may definitely form in some of the valleys, but tomorrow we start to warm up, and I'll show you why with the weekend forecast when we come back.
I think the secret to our success is our people.
The thing that we're always conscious of is taking the high road.
And we care about the facts more than being first.
When people tune into News Channel 5, it's a promise that we're giving them our best effort every day.
We just really work well together, and we are there to serve you. For me, it's 21 years. News Channel 5 has been my home, and it's a privilege to work with these people.
My name is Catherine Hanaway.
I like that, Catherine Hanaway. Who ran away? No, Hanaway. She was the first woman Speaker of the House.
She's a castaway?
No, Hanaway. She's the one that said no to Bob Holden's tax increases.
Now, who's a castaway?
She got $143 million for schools. Catherine Hanaway.
What's a Hanaway?
She's saying Hanaway. Catherine Hanaway.
But you don't have to shout.
Introducing the latest addition to Arby's line of market fresh salads, the new Chicken Club Salad. With fresh field greens, crispy chicken, hard-boiled eggs, pepper bacon, shredded cheddar, and served with a creamy buttermilk ranch. It's just like the salads you get at one of those nice sit-down restaurants, except for one thing. You don't need a reservation. All you need is your appetite. Try Arby's new Market Fresh Chicken Club Salad.
In a world that seems to be getting faster by the minute, you may want to take a few seconds to reflect on this. The 2004 Lincoln Town Car is the first car in history to receive the government's highest 5-star safety rating in every category. Now get 0% APR for 60 months or $6,000 cash back. See your St. Louis area Lincoln Mercury dealer today and be satisfied. Travel well.
Too many doctors have left Illinois because of our health care crisis.
We want to treat patients, not defend phony lawsuits.
And now the same trial lawyers who filed those frivolous lawsuits are backing Gordon Mag for Supreme Court.
But Illinois doctors and hospitals
are supporting Lloyd Carmeier. We trust Lloyd Carmeier.
We trust Lloyd Carmeier because he will use common sense
to help fix this crisis.
Together, we can keep doctors in Illinois.
The first step is electing Lloyd Carmeier to the Supreme Court.
Ready, ready, ready. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, 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 go.
The Cardinals are the only athletes in town. The national championships of the Purina Incredible Dog Challenge in Forest Park gives canines a chance to display their agility and quickness. Events include the flying disc and dog diving. The competitors earn their spots in the Nationals by winning regional events. Now let's check in with Mike Roberts for a look at a warmer forecast.
Those are some hard-working but athletic dogs, Cordell. It's going to be clear this evening. Temperatures are going to be staying in the 50s through the middle of the evening. However, because it's going to be breezy, and it has been all day long, temperatures will actually feel, even when we drop to 45 degrees, like they're in the upper 30s. Let's start with a look at a change, though, that is occurring at the jet stream level, which is going to inspire warmer temperatures. As a matter of fact, we'll be up around 80 degrees by the middle of next week. Off to the west, a ridge of high pressure is building in. Off to the east, a deep trough of low pressure is still in the process of leaving. And as a result, temperatures are very cold across the Great Lakes into the southeastern United States. But this is history for us. The ridge is building in. The process is already underway, and we'll have a very strong flow from the southwest to the east, basically aloft all across the nation's midsection, which means we get an air mass in from the west coast, dude, not from the North Pole, and that'll make all the difference in the world. We had some cirrus clouds off to the west of us. They kind of have been breaking up. There are a few of those still around in the central and western portions of Missouri. Here it's clear off to the north and east. Kind of cloudy up in Michigan where they have lake effect rain of all things. But in Chicago, cool. 44 degrees is their temperature. It's 45 degrees in Moline. Indianapolis is 48. 49 in Des Moines. A little bit warmer, but only a little bit over in KC and in Springfield. Down in Memphis, they have the lone 60. And we started cold. It was 37 degrees in Salem, Illinois this morning, their lowest temperature. In Chesterfield, dropped down to 41. St. Charles, 42. 43 in Farmington and in Belleville. And all day long, it has been breezy. Our current temperature is 57 degrees, but winds are out of the west at 17 miles an hour, so it feels like it's about 43. Our dew point temperature is very low as well, so the dry air is readily cooled by the wind chill. Our relative humidity is 26%. The barometer is very low and holding steady, but it's going to start to rise. Our high today, 58 degrees. The normal high is 68. The normal low is about 49. We dropped down to 44, the official low for the day, and no precipitation finally. They've got a big upper-level low-pressure system in the eastern portion of the Great Lakes, and at the surface there's also a low-pressure system, so they've got lake-effect snow falling across all of Michigan, and the pressure gradient between this low-pressure system and this high-pressure area out in the southern plains has provided some pretty strong winds all day long for us. That low lifts out of here, high pressure sticks around, and warm air begins to make its way out of the central plains and the southern plains in this direction. As it lifts towards us, we will start to see some clouds tomorrow evening and maybe even sprinkles by about 11 o'clock. before the sun goes down for areas to the south of us. For us, tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day, and it will also be a warmer day, partly sunny and not so windy, with highs of around 66 in Vandalia and in Ashley to about 67 degrees in the metro area. So for the rest of the evening, we're counting on the clouds that we have that are so few becoming even more sparse. Partly sunny tonight, that would be a weather headline. We'll have an overnight low of around 40, and in some of the valleys we'll have air cold enough for a frost tomorrow. Partly sunny with a high of 67 degrees, increasing clouds in the evening, and possibly a shower. Then showers and thunderstorms are likely on Monday. We'll clear off on Tuesday. Wednesday, a chance of rainfall. Tuesday, a chance of rainfall. But I think the most notable part of that 5-day is the 74 to 77 to 80 degree temperatures we're expecting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Cordell.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Coming up in sports, the local sports eye is focused on the state of Texas this afternoon. The Mizzou Tigers are in Austin, while the Cardinals are taking on the Astros in Game 3 of the NLCS. And we hand out our Performer of the Week award to an athlete who battled some adversity to become a hero. Sports is next.
The way Kip Bond talks about improving Missouri's roads doesn't sound like he's driven them in a while. Let's take him for a ride. Fact is, Missouri's roads aren't the only thing that's bumpy. Our economy's losing jobs, healthcare costs are up, but Senator Bond doesn't seem to notice. I'm Nancy Farmer, and I approve this message because whether it's roads or jobs, we need to change direction and turn Missouri around.
Charlie Dooley, born in St. Louis, fought in Vietnam for our country, came back to fight for our community. Coach, mayor, councilman. As county executive, he's still working hard for what we value most, keeping crime and property taxes down, improving access to health care for our families. Charlie Dooley leading the charge to bring thousands of new jobs, millions of dollars to our region through the Lambert Development Project. Charlie Dooley, a lifetime working hard to protect what we value most.
The 6-passenger car known for peace and quiet is breaking its vow of silence.
You've arrived at your destination.
The Lincoln Town Car, now with extended rear park assist, available navigation system, and something else worth talking about. An available full-power open and closed trunk. Now get 0% APR for 60 months or $6,000 cash back. See your St. Louis area Lincoln Mercury dealer today and be satisfied. Travel well.
Katie's here with a look at sports, and remote controls throughout this entire area are getting a workout this afternoon.
I know, back and forth between Missouri and the Cardinals, back and forth. You can keep up with both of them. The Cardinals are trying to conquer Roger Clemens and the Astros in Game 3 of the NLCS. All the offense coming early in this one. 5 runs scored all in the first 2 innings. Larry Walker homered in the first for the Cards. The Astros responded with 3 of their own in their half. Then Jim Edmonds homered in the second. Right now, it's 3-2 Houston in the top of the 7th. Game 3 of the ALCS is later this evening, and if the Red Sox plan to make a move on the Yankees, they have to do it tonight. Though yesterday's game was rained out, the Red Sox did get some encouraging news. Curt Schilling warmed up in the bullpen wearing a high-top shoe. He said he felt great, and it's still possible the Yankees will see him later in the series. The Yankees lead the series 2-0. Boston knows the importance of taking Game 3.
I don't feel the weight of the entire season. I obviously feel a lot of pressure from, this series. But, it's not, we're not down 3-0, but obviously we're backed into a corner, and there's going to be a huge game. I mean, if we don't win, it's going to be, I don't know if it's ever been done before, come back from 3-0 in the LCS. It probably hasn't.
It's a north-south battle between Missouri and Texas this afternoon. The Longhorns are out to avenge their loss to the Sooners a week ago, while the Tigers look for their 2nd straight win in the state of Texas. They are hanging with the 11th-ranked Longhorns. They trailed 21-14 at the half. Right now, they are in the 4th quarter with the score 28-14 Texas. We will have highlights tonight at 10. Illinois hosting 13th-ranked Michigan, looking good early. John Butcher will hit Jason Davis. Davis down at the 1-yard line. Then watch Pierre Thomas. Thomas goes in from 1 yard out. Illini up 14-10, and the Orange Crush smelling an upset. Not this year, though. Second half, Butcher back, but throws the Oski. That set up a Wolverine score, but they would miss the extra point.
So the Illini still lead 17-16. Then Chad Henne goes with the keeper. That's a touchdown. Michigan wins your final 30-19. This time of year is like a Thanksgiving feast for sports fans. All this baseball, pro football, and college football is already on the plate. Now you have to make some room for college basketball. Today was the first day that teams could begin practicing. Quinn Snyder's squad hit the hardwood this morning. The Tigers will have a new look this season as 6 new faces will figure into the mix, including the return of Jeffrey Ferguson. The most anticipated freshman is guard Marshall Brown, and a healthy Linus Kleza should help the Tigers down low. The Tigers will open the new Page Sports Arena on November 4th against Central Missouri State.
I think you're always anxious to start the season. I think this is a special season because of the new facility, too. It adds a little bit of excitement, and we've got a lot of new players. For me, it's been looking forward to having a chance to coach some of these guys. If you count Jeffrey being away, you know, we've really got 6 new guys. So almost half of our team is new, and sometimes that'll take us a little while.
Every week we hand out our News Channel 5 Performer of the Week. This week we traveled to Marquette High School, where their softball team is going deep into the postseason thanks to some heroics by an underclassman. This week's performer overcame some extreme adversity.
I had a mild concussion and a bruised neck.
Her recollection of the collision is blurry.
I remember going back for it, and then I just remember Anna's knee right there, and then I don't remember.
Her name is Katie Kuntz, a sophomore at Marquette. Last Saturday, she collided with a teammate on a pop fly and left the game on a stretcher. But that didn't stop her from getting back on the field and playing hero.
The final pitch was on the outside, and I drove it towards right field.
She really drove it.
I thought it was just going to hit the fence, so I was sprinting really hard.
But there was no need to sprint. Katie had just broke a scoreless tie with a 6-inning home run.
I was amazed. I saw Metter, and he was like jumping up and down, so I knew it was over.
And thanks to her homer, the Marquette season isn't over. So how did the upperclassmen feel about a sophomore stealing the limelight?
They were excited because we got to move on and we beat Lafayette.
It has been a storybook season for Katie, and if she could write the final chapter, she would love to add the perfect ending.
Winning the state championship and making it all the way.
All right, some high school action today. Ladue taking on Jennings, and Ladue's David Bryant will field the bouncing punt and make the most of it. He goes down the sidelines for the nice gain on the ground. Later, Rams getting it done on the ground as well. Tony Dentman with the carry. Shows some nice balance, staying on his feet. Ladue goes on to win this one 45-6.
And you'll have plenty for us at 10.
Absolutely,
All
on
right.
the Cardinals.
Thanks, Katie. That ends this edition of News Channel 5 at 5. NBC Nightly News is next. We'll return at 10 o'clock for News Channel 5 at 10. Thanks for watching.